Hey guys, this is Dave Bennett from theme2html.com. It is July 21st, 2016, and we just had incredibly good results from improving page speed on a handful of sites owned by a client. Okay, and these are T2HA websites. They're the websites we create with our own CMS, okay, for our clients. And they do well. They were already doing well. But then we turn around and we maximize page speed on these websites and then resubmitted the sitemaps like Google Now, ping Google about the changes, and the change was remarkable. Okay, all we did was improve page speed, and we shoved websites with numbers that had historically been like this. Okay, for page views, unique visits, first-time visits. Okay, all the way up to here. Okay, now the nature of their business, there are some slow days, and that's okay. Kind of like car accidents in the U.S. Once in a while there just aren't many. Otherwise, though, they're getting a lot more of the pie than they used to get before. Okay. Now, I want to show you what that looked like on a graph. All right. This is the way we saw it visibly was like this. Okay. So this is what they've been like for a long time, probably a year. Okay. Well, a couple of years. It had been a lot like this. And yeah, we kind of pushed it up a little as we went. We thought these were really good numbers. And then when we got into page speed and realized Google's getting into it for real, we really focused on it for these clients. And they paid a lot, $400 a website to really maximize their page speed. The result, same websites are getting about 5 times the traffic, and the one-time cost of improving those websites is going to last for years to come. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, 5 times the income back. Certainly worth the amount of money spent to get the job done. I'm going to show you how you can do something similar to this, not quite as powerful, but not that far off, for 25 bucks one time, and it'll take you about 15 minutes, okay, per website to do as much as you can per website towards this goal, okay? And that's going to be for you, all right? That's the point of this video real quick. So let me just see if I can walk through it. Some of you are going to understand this better than others, but just trust me, this is what you want to do, okay? So this is our website, okay? Theme2html.com. If you go there, it auto redirects. Just go to theme, like a website theme, like if you want to buy a website theme, number 2, html.com. That's because we take website themes and we convert them into HTML websites. They rank really well, like I say, okay, when they're done right. Okay, so we have a lot of templates and landing pages. You can see what's going on. We have supercharge options, really big pro services, order form, order things a la carte. However, where we're going to go right now is videos. Okay, and on the videos page, if you scroll down, you'll get access to a tool, and it's going to allow you to make changes. Okay, 25 bucks for 72 hours is going to allow you to do all the stuff that really improves the rank of your website, okay? And then some extra things that you can do as well, which is just going to be very nice to do, especially if you make use of this, okay? So you can read what these are and decide to get it. Your first and last name, please do that, so, like so. And your best email for delivery. This is not for a newsletter, by the way. This is simply so we can send you your access instructions. Please make sure your email address is real, okay? Because if you don't, then we can't send you your access, okay? Now, when you go to buy it, and I'll walk you through this in a minute, and you'll see what's going on. You can either buy it with PayPal or pay with a debit or credit card outside of PayPal. And when you pay outside of PayPal using a debit or credit card, just fill in the information, you do not need to create a PayPal account. You don't have to create one right now. You don't have to create one. Just hit pay now. Okay? All right. So let me just give you the quick synopsis. You'll understand what's going on. Let's say I was a Denver plumber. Okay, a plumber in or around Denver. I would love to be on page 1, but let's say I'm not. Okay? I really wish I had that keyword. I'd make a lot more money if I did, but I don't. Okay, I'm over here on page 2. All right, fine. So I'm just going to skip the ads, and I'm going to skip the thumbtack. This is a review site. I'm just going to look at the first mom and pop websites I see there. I'm just going to take 5 and open them in new tabs. That's what I did. That's why they're purple. And I'm just going to look at them real quick just to see what they look like. Yeah, your ever so standard websites. It's kind of what you expect. Okay. And yeah, they're just normal websites, but they're on page 2. So after Google added up all their scores, they're still not quite on page 1. How do we improve their scores easily? Well, we could do things. We could add more content, write more pages, we could go get more backlinks, whatever else, you know. But one of the easiest things in the world to do is attend to page speed, okay? Page speed scores, in their case, this is horrible. This is 48 out of 100 for mobile. It's in the red. This is exactly like you would think, red, yellow, green. These scores are not passing. Red means a D or an F. You know, yellow means a C or a B. Green means an A. This is kind of the best way to think about it, like a red light, yellow light, green light. If you're in the red, Google is pushing your rank down on purpose. It means AAAtoday.com probably should be on page 1, but they're forced to be on page 2 by Google. Why? Because their page speed sucks. Google doesn't want them on page 1, not for really big keywords like Denver plumber, because it makes Google look bad when their website takes forever to load. Does that make sense? So if we improve their page speed, they could go to page 1 like that. Okay? It's not a guarantee they will, but if they got as high as they got and they're at the top of page 2 right now, and well, algorithmically, the sum total score brought them there. Okay? If we improve that sum total score by doing things here that we can do, then they have a right to increase their rank. Okay? Same with the rest. What you notice is most websites have lousy or middle ground scores. Okay? There are 10 total pass rules you could have. They're only passing 4. These are the other 6. Heck, these guys are only passing 2. These are the other 8. Okay? Now, again, these guys suck. Most people do. 95% of the websites out there in the US suck for page speed. They're either in the red, where Google pushes them down, or they're in the yellow, where Google just doesn't do anything with them from a page speed point of view. But very few websites are ever in the green. In the yellow just means they're kind of left alone for page speed. They show up where they show up. But if you're in the green, Google raises your rank on purpose, because as long as the other factors of your website, like user experience, are really nice, and Google checking your website out goes, it's a pretty good site, it's got enough on it, it's doing enough good, then you can roll up in rank. And I'll just give you a simple example. Where were we? We were on Denver plumber, right? We couldn't win plumber all by itself. That's kind of too big, but we can win Denver plumber. So let me just show you a simple example for this other site. 2-story sheds, okay? 2-story sheds by itself is a really, really huge keyword, right? But we've got a lot of pages on the site aimed at different cities in several different states: Connecticut, Delaware, Massachusetts, Virginia, Maryland, okay? Lots of cities, and they specialize in certain kinds of sheds, like Anderson sheds, okay? Well, we can't really just go for Anderson sheds. It's too big a keyword. But what if somebody was searching for Anderson sheds because they like that design and they want that built? Like an Amish shed. This is another keyword, by the way, Amish sheds. And you might want an Amish shed built, okay? Custom built in your backyard, okay? And you could be in any of these cities or any of these states searching for an Anderson shed. Now, I'm in Seattle, so I would have to go out of my way to put in something for the geo-target, okay? Anderson sheds, Connecticut. A lot of guys, a lot of results, 1.6 million pages. But our guy's number 1, by the way, Connecticut dot, okay, subdomain dot, 2-story sheds, okay? That's first result, 1.5 million results. They're number 1, okay? And that, what does that mean? That means somebody in Connecticut just would search for Anderson sheds and probably still see this result pop up, okay? First and foremost, all right? It's very possible, or at least one of their top results, okay? Now, Anderson sheds, Virginia. Guess what? Same thing now, Virginia dot, okay? Now, one of the reasons we won this, make no mistake, is because we attended to their page speed. It is raising this that got them there. They were not there before. They did not used to be there before on results like this. They were never at the top before on these keyword searches. Other guys were. Again, you know, that's 8,900,000 people competing for effectively this, and these guys are at the top, beating everything. The Facebook link for Anderson sheds themselves, you know, beating everything. Okay, so there's a lot of things you can look at, but that's the point. Look at that. Anderson Sheds, what is that? Massachusetts, beating them there. Okay. Anderson Sheds, New York, beating them there. Anderson Sheds, West Virginia. Anderson Sheds, New Jersey. Anderson Sheds, Rhode Island. First result every single time, all the different, just however many results there were for the keyword, 792,000, they're still there, number one. Okay, that's their website. Now, having said that, how do you get the tool that allows you to push up your page rank from wherever you are now, which is probably down here somewhere? It's so common. You can go look up your own websites. Page Speed Insights. If you Google this, you'll see it right away. Come here, you'll see the page. Check out your own website. This is Google. Okay, and we want to get from here as high as we can. Now, with a tool, you're not going to get all the way up here. This has to be done manually. That's why it's more expensive. But our tool will shove you a lot of the way up. It can take something like this and add anywhere from 20 to 40 points to these scores. Okay, from 20 to 40. All right, usually around, say, 25 here and 30 here, something like that. Maybe 25 here and 20 here, whatever. Point is, the higher you go, at least get out of the red. Get into the yellow if nothing else. Red holds you down. Get into the yellow. If you want green, you might have to pay us, but just see on your own. Where do you go anyway? You come to our website, go to videos, okay? Scroll to the bottom. That gives you access to the tool. Now, this is expensive, $2,495, but up here at the top, for as long as we keep this thing open, you get a $25 for 72-hour access. And you can buy this over and over again. Okay, you can come back. Okay, and this will allow you to do all these things, right, which are huge. A lot of cool things you can do really fast to your website. Many of these are single button press or any stack of pages at once. Okay, nice features, very fast to make big changes to your website, cheap. Okay, you can do the first 10 things on this list inside 15 minutes. Most all of you. Okay, and there you go. For 25 bucks, you get that access. Now, how's it going to look when you get in there? Well, you go into servers, you add your server, you just simply add it. How do you add it? Well, it's a cPanel, so just type in the domain name, username, whatever it is for your cPanel. So that's probably not it. You know, be more like that. Okay, and then type in your password. Okay, hit submit. Now this whole system knows that server. Now you can add and delete servers, and you can add more than one. You can add several. Okay, then what do? Well, first thing you should do is create a backup. Okay, so select the server you just added. You'll have a drop-down list with all your servers. Okay, and create the backup. Are you sure? Yes. Okay, if you ever should need to later, you can restore the backup. So in case somehow you really screwed something else, just restore the backup. Are you sure? Yes. Okay. Once you have a backup made, go to Page Speed Booster and apply it. Okay. Choose, hit apply. Okay, and then just hit yes. Bam. Now in this case, I already have a backup file, so it's warning me. It means I've already done it before. I'm going to overwrite my backup file. I don't mean the main backup. I mean the backup of the files that the Page Speed Booster attended to. Okay, everything we have in here creates its own backup so that you can undo them. Okay, I could continue. I just don't need to. I've actually done this already. That's all that means. And then what? Then we can minify. We can minify images or minify HTML. Notice how we can minify images or unminify images. It's the same thing. Just go here, hit create. Are you sure? Yes, minify it. Okay, it's going to minify the images according to what Google suggests. Now, if we want to unminify images, just select. Now, your images are in however many folder levels deep on your site, so you make a judgment call to that, and it'll uncompress the images it compressed down the certain number of folder levels deep that the images were. Okay, that's something that you can do to protect yourself from digging too deep. Okay, if your images went really deep in a website that's very wide laterally with lots of files. All right, doesn't matter. All it means is go some number of folder levels deep and hit search. And it'll find them and unminify them. It'll only unminify what it minified. It knows how to recognize its handiwork. Okay. Now, what if you go minifying HTML, CSS, and JS? Just choose your website, however many folder levels deep, and go. By the way, what good are all these individual things? We had a page speed booster again, that probably added a bunch of points to this and added a bunch of points to this. So what's the rest of it for? Oh, the other stuff down here. If we only had 2 pastorals, we want to optimize the images, would give us 3 pastorals. Minify the CSS, give us 4 pastorals. Minify HTML, 5. JavaScript, 6. Get it? Leverage browser caching, 7. Enable compression, 8. Okay. These are things we want to get as much done as humanly possible, and that tool will do as much as it can on each and every website it comes across. Your websites must be on cPanel for it to work. If you have WordPress, it'll work some. Okay. Same with every other website. Again, create a backup before you begin. It's good for you. But even after you create the backup, these things will create their own. If you go to Minify, by the way, you can unminify. When you search, okay, however many folder levels deep, then it will find everything it can for all those CSS, JS, and HTML files. Everything is uncompressed except for whatever we've compressed before. Those are labeled compressed and they're green. Okay. Now we can select compressed or uncompressed. Okay. And yeah, we can have more than one page of these results. Okay, up to 500 entries per page. Okay. So if I wanted to, I could select all my compressed and I could unminify, and it would unminify these things in case by minifying something I actually broke it. Okay, so I can unminify, then I can selectively minify one at a time and check for breaks, refresh the pages, or 2 at a time, 3 at a time, until I get the thing done. Now, these are sitemaps, so they're not going to affect the site. Now, if I look at uncompressed, then I might just start by compressing everything, and then if I need to, I'll unminify any one thing or another. By the way, you have a checkbox for applying custom rules after minification. That means when it minifies a file, it'll check to see if you have custom rules and then apply that. So your custom rules might say, in the case of all JS or CSS or HTML, look for this in the file, and if you can find it after we minified, replace it with this other thing. What could be the example? Maybe you need to have a space or no space right in here, and so you would find this and replace it with the one that did not have the space, or whatever it is. Okay, or put the space back in. Like if this took the space out, replace it with the space. And yes, you can edit these rules. You can create new rules. You can flip rules on or off. It's up to you. Okay, so that's really powerful stuff. What else beyond that? Sitemap. You can create a sitemap of your websites, and you can, once you create the sitemap, that's pretty simple. It'll just show you what the files are, and you'll create the sitemap, and you can just select everything, deselect anything special, and then just create. Okay. Once you create the sitemap, guess what else you can do? And submit that sitemap. So go find your sitemap, whatever you called it, however many folder levels deep to look for sitemaps. And that way I can select how many sitemaps I have on my website, and I can submit them. And by submitting them, it'll ping Google, Bing, Yahoo, and Ask with all your sitemaps. Okay, that much is good. Gets them into the roll. Along with that, guess what else submitting sitemaps does? It creates the robots.txt file in your root that lists your sitemaps, so incoming bots from anywhere on the internet will discover that those are indeed sitemaps and allowed to be used as sitemaps. And so you are flat telling the engines that you mean for these to be sitemaps. They're supposed to be used as sitemaps, and that just helps improve Google's confidence that this stuff is what it really thinks it is, because you said so. And this is how you get your numbers up. All these little things you do improve your rank. These are the things you can do to improve your websites without having to think, really. You're not typing up new content. You're not looking for quality backlinks. You're not measuring things that have to do with domain authority or page authority. You're looking at any other kind of gravity-based numbers. You're not staring at your competition and trying to spy on them. All you're doing is improving your own stuff so that Google likes what you did with your own stuff. Okay, $25, 3-day access, and you can do all this. You can check Copyscape for any custom stack of websites, yours, competitors, whatever. Look for pages, see what's plagiarized, what's been spun. You can do that. All you need is your Copyscape username and API key, okay, or go custom and paste in all these sheets where you paste things in. Have samples. Download the sample, follow the format in there, and just to show you how that works, open your sample. Okay. When you do, you probably have to hit enable editing. Okay. Type in all your domains here, or whatever it is that you want, and then just simply highlight the whole thing with the headers so that the system understands what it's staring at. Paste it in here, and just hit process. And it probably set it up right. That way you can do whatever you need to do. Okay. There you go. And you can discard the list if you need to start over again. Okay. There you go. Now, all these, most of these have something just like this, and you would copy, paste in whatever it is from here. Okay, leave things empty that should be empty. There you go. Now, let me see. Manage bulk files. Last cool thing. Let's talk about saving space on your server, right? How many of you guys have uploaded zip files in the past? You don't remember where they are anymore, okay? And they're probably adding up to like half a gig of space stolen on your server, and you wish you had access to it, okay? Well, I already got rid of mine, but if I had any, it would have gone through all my folders, however many folder levels deep, and shown them to me. That way I could check mark the ones I want and hit remove. So anything old that I'm not going to use, you know, I uploaded it long ago, but I modified all the files. I should probably create a new backup. But the old ones are old. I can recognize the names of them and where they are and just think, oh, I'm not using that anymore. You can go ahead and delete them, and I instantly recovered a lot of room on my server. So I can put up more pages or a video or do something more useful. Okay? All right, there you go. So that's the purpose of this tool, really setting yourself up very simply. So just go to theme2html.com, go to the videos page, and then scroll to the bottom, and then just walk back up to the $25 for 72-hour option, and that's what you have at your fingertips. All the changes you make to your website and other people's websites, friends, family, whatever you want to do, clients that you want to charge, okay, all of those changes you made, you get to keep. All right, so that's to your benefit. Okay, beyond that, if you're thinking $25 for 72 hours, it's cheaper to go with $100 for 12 per month, and you can go 12 months if you want to own the tool outright, complete with the upgrades that come free all year long. Okay, so that's cool. You get to keep the tool you bought. So 12 months, $100 a month. That's pretty amazing if you're actually in the business of helping yourself and clients and you're doing several websites. Some of you guys are thinking ahead and you know you're going to get into it. It's just cheaper to go $100 a month than $25 for 72 hours. But I'm just pointing it out so you can see what's going on. There are other options. You can read about them. Okay. But right now, if you just want to start, give it a crack, see what you can do with a few websites, see what you think. Go $25 for 72 hours if you wish. And there you have it. First, last name. Make sure you get the email right so that we can give you access. If you have any issues at all, hit contact and just contact us. Okay? Boom. And let us know, hey, it's been at least 48 hours, business hours. If you buy it on a Friday night or a Saturday night or a Sunday night, you probably won't get it until about Monday afternoon. Just be aware of that. Okay? But there you go. You should get it. If you don't get it, let us know. Your 72 hours will not start until you receive your email with the access instructions. Okay, when we send it to you is when the timer starts. That's when we set up. Okay? All right, that's all you need to know, and it'll make a huge difference if you decide to take that on. It's certainly affordable. Okay? And there's more tools, more videos you can watch to learn more. If you don't know anything about our websites, they're incredibly powerful. The CMS is amazing. You can go through all these videos to learn, but you can just start with the videos on the front page and you'll understand what makes our system so incredibly important. This is a big deal. This 3-part series here is a big deal. You should really watch these, okay? And you'll get it. You'll understand what's really important about our CMS and our websites and why they rank so well, because they do. They do an incredible job of doing their job. All right. We'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot for the support, all you guys. And if you need anything, let me know. Take care.